In a bombshell announcement on his platform X, Elon Musk, the world's richest man, officially launched the America Party on July 5, 2025, a new political party aimed at challenging the Republican-Democrat duopoly that has dominated American politics for over a century and a half. This move, following a public fallout with President Donald Trump, marks a bold turning point in Musk's career but raises pressing questions about his motivations and the repercussions for his business empire, particularly Tesla and SpaceX. As this political venture shakes economic and political circles, Azoria Partners' investment in a Tesla fund has been postponed, signaling growing investor unease about Musk's new endeavor. Hey, it's Carlos. I hope you're doing well. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to stay updated on the latest economic and political news in just a few minutes a day. The stage is set. Elon Musk, an iconic figure of technological capitalism, renowned for his disruptive innovations at Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink, is embarking on a political crusade that could reshape the American landscape. But why would a billionaire, whose fortune relies on government contracts and subsidies, choose to confront the political establishment at the risk of destabilizing his own companies? And crucially, what are the real chances of success for such a gamble against a deeply entrenched bipartisan system? To understand, we must trace the origins of this rift. It all began with a public falling out between Musk and Trump, two figures once aligned. Musk, who invested hundreds of millions in Trump's 2024 re-election campaign, was appointed to lead the controversial Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, tasked with slashing public spending. But this partnership imploded when Trump signed a tax and spending bill on July 4, 2025, which Musk labeled insane and likely to bankrupt the country. Dubbed by Trump his Big Beautiful Bill, the legislation includes massive tax cuts and costly federal programs, raising the debt ceiling by $5 trillion, according to Musk. Having advocated for fiscal discipline, Musk saw this as a betrayal of his principles and a threat to the US economy. The very next day, Musk made a radical move. He announced the creation of the America Party on X, declaring it was about restoring freedom to Americans. In a post, he specified that the party would focus on just 2 or 3 Senate seats and 8 to 10 House districts, a targeted strategy aimed at influence rather than dominance. But this ambition, though seemingly modest, sparked immediate controversy. On one hand, some see it as a courageous attempt to disrupt a sclerotic political system. On the other, critics, including Trump's allies, have called it ridiculous and a source of chaos, as the president himself stated on Truth Social. The shockwaves extended beyond politics. On July 6, Azoria Partners, an investment firm, announced the postponement of its exchange-traded fund, ETF, the Azoria Tesla Convexity, intended to invest in Tesla's stocks and options. James Fishback, Azoria's CEO, justified the decision in a series of X posts, expressing support for Trump and criticizing Musk's America Party. I'm calling on Tesla's board to meet immediately to clarify Elon's political ambitions and assess whether they're compatible with his full-time duties as CEO, he stated. The announcement triggered a nearly 8% drop in Tesla's stock the following Monday, after a turbulent year in which the stock lost over half its value from a peak of $488 in December 2024, closing at $315.35 in early July 2025. But why such investor distrust? To understand, we must examine the economic stakes. Tesla, the cornerstone of Musk's fortune, heavily relies on government subsidies and regulatory credits. According to Reuters, Tesla has earned nearly $11 billion by selling emissions credits to other automakers, a critical revenue stream without which the company would have posted losses in Q1 2025. However, Trump's new law, by eliminating certain electric vehicle credits, directly threatens this business model. Trump has upped the ante, threatening to cut billions in federal contracts for Tesla and SpaceX, which holds roughly $22 billion in government commitments, notably through NASA. This tension highlights a fascinating paradox. Musk, who built his empire partly on public subsidies, now positions himself as an opponent of excessive government spending. This about-face is not unprecedented. Musk has often criticized subsidies while strategically benefiting from them. In 2023, he endorsed phasing out electric vehicle credits, but Tesla's sales slump in 2025 appears to have shifted his stance, as noted by the New York Times. This inconsistency fuels criticism that Musk may be driven by personal interests as much as ideological convictions. International reactions to this initiative have been swift. In a July 6, 2025 editorial, The Guardian described the America Party as a bold but risky experiment that could inspire other entrepreneurs to enter politics but risks diluting Musk's influence within his own companies. The Financial Times, in a July 7th article, noted that a tech magnate forming a political party is unprecedented in Western democracies, comparing Musk to figures like Italy's Silvio Berlusconi, but emphasizing that the US system's structural barriers make such a venture nearly impossible. In France, Le Monde called it a megalomaniacal gamble, warning that Musk, by alienating both Republicans and Democrats, risks political isolation. But what are the real chances of success for the America Party? Historically, third parties in the US have rarely thrived. The Washington Post, in a July 6, 2025 article, outlined 6 major challenges: an electoral system favoring the two major parties, a hard-to-mobilize voter base, and Musk's own unpredictable temperament. With polls showing Trump's approval holding steady above 40% despite his controversial policies, Musk must persuade an electorate disillusioned with the traditional parties. Geopolitically, Musk's initiative comes amid growing polarization in the US. Trump's law, criticized for its potential impact on the deficit, has deepened tensions between conservative factions and those advocating fiscal restraint. By positioning the America Party as a centrist alternative focused on freedom and government efficiency, Musk aims to capture voters disenchanted with both parties. However, as a Bloomberg analyst noted on July 7, 2025, wealth and influence don't guarantee political success. Musk must build a cohesive organization and overcome logistical and legal hurdles to make his party a viable force. The implications extend beyond politics. For Tesla, Musk's involvement in the America Party raises questions about his ability to focus on a struggling company. Tesla's sales have declined in 2025, and its robo-taxi program, tested in Austin, hinges on federal regulations controlled by the Trump administration. As Ann Lipton, a business law expert at the University of Colorado, noted, this kind of distraction is exactly what a board should seek to limit, potentially justifying a CEO replacement. Yet Tesla's board, often criticized for lax oversight, has not yet responded publicly. In conclusion, Elon Musk's America Party stands at the crossroads of visionary ambition and risky gamble. On one hand, Musk wields unparalleled financial resources and a media platform to promote his ideas. On the other, he faces a rigid political system and jeopardies investor skepticism about his companies. Could this movement redefine American politics, or is it destined to be a mere footnote in Musk's tumultuous history? Time will tell, but one thing is certain: this initiative marks a pivotal shift in the interplay of economic power and political ambition. To follow this saga and other news, subscribe to our channel.